What's going on today, guys? Quick video. Again, I want to talk about Mil-Surp guns, specifically from the aspect of, are Mil-Surp guns good budget options? Okay, in other words, do you get a lot of bang for your buck, literally and figuratively? Okay, is a Mil-Surp gun a good option for a defensive tool or a hunting tool for a really great price? Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because since I've been on my little Mil-Surp kick and been doing more videos on them, well, I'll do a video like, let's say, the one I did on the Polish P83, and I talk about, hey, this is a $220 gun after shipping and whatever else, about 250 bucks that you can pick up. That's about the same size and weight as a Glock 26, but for $300 less, you are going to lose 2 rounds of capacity, but $250, proven track record, this is a great option for a defensive tool. And I'll say that in the video, and then inevitably somebody will come along, as has happened multiple times on some of these videos, and say, well, why would I buy that cheap piece of crap when I can buy a Canik for $350? Now, aside from the obvious price difference of about 100 bucks between these two, let's talk about the more important thing, which of course, track record. Proven reliability. This gun, and this is one of the newer Mil-Surp guns out there on the market today, this gun has been in service with military and law enforcement for almost 40 years. How long has the Canik been around? And not even in military or law enforcement circles, but just on the civilian market, what? A couple years? Maybe a little bit more? Certainly not more than that here in the United States. It has no provable track record to speak of, especially not in harsh conditions. Now, maybe in 10 or 15 years it certainly will. I don't want to knock the gun, but you cannot compare it to something like this when it comes to having a proven track record as something that you could successfully use as a defensive tool. And this still costs 100 bucks less than that. And then that's kind of my point. See, this idea, this ideology, this mentality that I've noticed a lot online lately since I've been talking more about Mil-Surp guns really is kind of new. This idea that, well, Mil-Surp guns are just old collectible guns, they're kind of cool, but they're cheap guns. I would never buy them over something modern. And that's just a ridiculous statement to make. There's a reason why the Mil-Surp market is the Mil-Surp market like we have here in this country. It's something that really started to grow after World War I and then got huge after World War II in Korea and Vietnam and everything else. I mean, this idea that you could go out and buy something that was combat proven, that was used by military or law enforcement, okay, something that would get the job done, something that would make a great hunting tool or defensive tool that you could buy for a ridiculously low price is something that we in this country, at least for a very long time, up until just fairly recently, we knew this was a good deal. We knew this was a good thing. Veterans coming out of World War II and out of Vietnam, they knew they could go buy some of those old guns and have great success. You know, when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, people weren't buying SKSs because they thought they were cool or they'd look cool hanging on a wall or they were just collectible. They were buying them because they wanted a good hunting rifle or ranch rifle or defensive rifle, and they didn't want to pay a lot of money for it, and they knew that SKS was a fantastic combat proven tool that they could get for a ridiculously low price, and that still holds to this day. Right now you can still go to jgsales.com and buy a $350 Chinese SKS, and it's a fantastic defensive tool or hunting tool. This mentality that somehow a Mil-Surp gun just isn't as good as that new shiny Croatian gun or Turkish gun that you can buy that has no track record to speak of is just, it really is quite ridiculous. I mean, you know, let's go back and remember when JFK was assassinated. He wasn't assassinated with a brand new shiny Remington 700. He was assassinated with an old Italian Carcano from World War II, an old Mil-Surp gun. Now, that's not to say that you should go buy a Mil-Surp gun and assassinate somebody, obviously, but it's to prove a point that Mil-Surp guns are good, solid, effective, reliable, proven track record tools, whether they be for the defense or for hunting or whatever you want to use them for, and you can usually get them for a really, really good, low, budget-friendly price. And this idea that that's just not the case is something we need to get out of our heads and think a little bit more about, because it's just not true. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about in this video. I want to encourage you guys to go out there and buy some Mil-Surp guns. They are great guns. To be able to get a Polish P83 for $220 is a great deal. And I'll urge you guys to go check some of these deals out. So anyway, that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. You got any questions or comments or anything like that, leave them down below and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.